All right, here with Woodside head basketball coach Stefan Welsh of the reigning Class 5 State Champion Wolverines, a 59-46 win over Patriot here in the Princess Anne Tip-Off Classic. Coach, got out to a big start. I think it was a 6-0 run or 7-0 burst, couple threes. They took the lead, got up 9 in the second quarter. But how about your defense, still in the offense, a 20-1 run? It was reminiscent of last year's state championship game against Patrick Henry Monroe because your guards really got them unglued.
Absolutely. And Matt, you watched me as a player when we were here. We really pride ourselves on defense. We hardly work on offense. Offense, the easy part. Go have fun. But defense is non-negotiable. And I felt like in long stretches tonight, we were really, really, really good. And, this team, this is the team we old and young. Half of the preseason we were beat up. Mm-hmm. And so now we starting to get healthy again. And February, we could be scared.
Yeah, it's interesting. You lose the state player here to Richmond and Trevor Smith, but you might be in some ways deeper. You told me that in October when we saw you at the event in the Virginia Beach Sports Center. And off the bench tonight, your guard gave you that lift. Travis Hamilton in particular, I think he had like 15 points, 4 or 5 steals. He really got it going for your wing guys to also flash in there and attack the basket.
But it's funny, I had a talk with Travis earlier this week, and we started him in the preseason, and he wasn't himself. He came off the bench. He's been our leading scorer since the season started off the bench. And he's an older, mature guy. Said, Travis, he's much better play off the bench for us. Yeah. He said, Coach, I think I'm better off the bench too. Like, can I go back to my 6-man role? Mm-hmm. So again, this team right here, we got an unselfish group. We understand who we are. While we developing these young guys, we gonna lean on our senior leadership. Those 7 guys that came back last year, from last year, and like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We got a long way to go. We're not naive to that, and I can't wait till adversity hit to see how we respond to it, and but this is a really, really, really good basketball team.
Well, in a good week, you beat Hampton, who's a quality team out of the PD to begin the week. You beat Patriot, who's a Class 6 top 10 team here to end the weekend, and I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Mikel Jenkins because his 2 dunks ignited your team. You played with some good players at Woodside, also at Arkansas in college. He's kind of like a silent assassin out there, and I still think he's under-recruited to a degree, Coach. How about you?
Man, I think it's disrespectful, how under-recruited he is. He's 6'6", 3-level scorer, can really block shots, NBA athlete, can guard 1 through 5. He's going to have a big-time year, and I think his recruitment will pick up as the season go along. He's the guy. I don't want to make no mistake about that. This is Mikel Jenkins. Silas Barks there. Those are the guys. And for a large degree, we're going to go how they go.
Well, people are going to learn about this freshman class you got to with Jordan Houston and Deuce Jarrett, but I want to get to the big guy in Silas Barksdale. We've seen the potential oozing for a couple of years now. Looks like he's starting to put it together and make some strides, 20 points, 7 rebounds. He was efficient today in the paint, and I thought he kind of changed the game in the second half.
Absolutely. You know what? He's probably the hardest worker that I've ever had here, So I got to call his parents and tell him don't let him go to the gym at the practice some nights. He a gym rat. He really believes in what we're doing here, and he's starting to see, the fruits of his labor. And again, even for him, this is only the beginning. I think he had 7 points and 22 rebounds against Hampton. Against Phoebus, he had 10 points and 10 rebounds in a quarter and a half. For him, he's a bona fide Power 5 player. And I think, in a world where a lot of guys are reclassing, he's true to his grade. So he has a long way to go.
Last year, is that the transformation, go from being good to great and dominant to do it every night? Because, he's capable of doing that. Is that what you're asking out of him? This team doesn't necessarily need it because you have so many weapons, but is that going to take his game up to that new level if you say
Absolutely. The beauty about Silas Barksdale is he's so coachable. All preseason I was on him harder than anybody, in a long time. And that's because it's no longer potential. Like, he's the player that we all know that he can grow into be, but we got to do it every day, not just game day. So he's turning himself into an everyday guy, and I think people are starting to see just that he's really, really good, and he have a long way to go.
Lastly, you're 3 games in, 19 plus to go, plus the playoff journey. You hope to go back-to-back this year like you did as a player, now as the head coach. All right, it's no secret. There was a lot of banter on social media going back to when you played these guys in the summer. Care to comment how much this one means to you personally, your guys?
It means a lot. It means a lot to our guys. Like I told them before the game, we ain't here to talk to y'all. We ain't here to be friends with y'all. All that talking going on, y'all. I need y'all to stand on business, because we gonna stand on business. And I felt like tonight we stood on business.
Well, the Wolverines delivered business and a statement win. Thank you so much. All the best.